Good afternoon. It is Monday, July 26th, 2020, I think. And here we are. Here we are. Wild, wild west. Wild wisdom. We need some wild wisdom from God through this. I have lots of stuff that I could say. I will say this. The more people continue to comply with this pandemic, the more it's going to go on. The more people comply and wear the masks and isolate, and now they're talking more lockdown. The more we do this, the more the plan is getting done. And it's not helping anybody. You're not saving people by wearing masks, by staying at home, by bathing in Lysol, by complying. Compliance can be a good thing, but in this case, it's not. So, the more people comply, the more there will be required compliance. More and more. It's not going to stop. Anyway, so I'm frustrated about the mask thing because it makes me itch and I can't breathe. And I think it'll make people sick anyway. And I thank my buddy Michelle who gave me a couple of masks, but they are problematic for me. And they're problematic for me because I believe I'm wearing one for no reason. And so really wearing one is going against my conscience and what I believe to be true. It's like wearing a condom when you're celibate, you know? It's like wearing a face condom. It's like wearing a condom when you're not having sex. You just wouldn't do that, you know? I'm so grateful that it is raining today. It has been so demonically hot and heavy and humid. And the light, of course, anybody who knows me or has seen my videos knows that it's just too light. It is just way off the scale, too bright and light out there. And we've got some overcast today. We've got some rain. God, I cannot tell you the reprieve it gives me, and I can think better. So I've made comments in various places on this whole issue that I was just describing, and maybe I just shouldn't. But I really do believe that, you know, there's an element of real to what is happening with this virus, but it's not what people think, and it's not even about the virus, and it's being used for a means to another end. And I don't know what they're doing. I just know in here it isn't right. And there really is no reason for us to go around wearing masks, and I feel completely silly doing so. So people are obsessively spraying and wiping their hands and wearing masks and staying away from people and getting mad at people that don't have masks on. They're collapsing the country is what I believe is happening. They're collapsing it on purpose. That's what they want to do. They're collapsing the country as we've known it. And this has been in the making for a long time. So I guess I just want to say, keep being compliant. And they're going to keep requiring compliance, and it's going to become more and more and more other kinds of compliance. And I could very well see it coming to a place where Oh, you haven't had your doses of the COVID vaccine? You don't have your certification papers? Yeah, we can't rent an apartment to you because you are considered infectious to the community. You're not protected with the vaccine. Oh, we can't hire you because you have no certification of a vaccine. No, we do not allow shoppers here to buy food here that do not have a vaccine certification in our system. Folks, this can get real. This can get real. You watch. We're already seeing it. No, we cannot accept your offer on this house. Our company standards are there must be vaccination certification before you make an offer on this house and close. We can't serve you in this restaurant without certification. We can't treat you at this facility unless you are willing to comply and get a vaccination now. Then we can treat you. A vaccination for nothing. A vaccination for something that is created. A vaccination for something that 98% have recovered from or didn't even know they had it. I don't even trust these testings at all. There's the African doctor who swabbed a mango and a monkey and a couple other things, and it came back positive. So, blank swabs have been sent in and come back positive. Asymptomatic nursing home staff and patients forced to be tested, the National Guard brought in, then start getting sick. Dying. Patients dying. So I would guess they are really wanting to get rid of old people. That's what I think. They really want to get rid of the old people, the drain on society, and drains on society. I would guess that baby boomers, those that have any kind of even just commonsensicalness about things, they're kind of informed. Those kind of people, they probably really want to get rid of, or real patriotic people, or veterans. So that'd be my guess. But they definitely are seeing who's compliant and who's not, And the more people comply, the more COVID we're going to get. So, anyway, we ought to always keep our hands washed and be wise. If we're sick, wear a mask. If you're sick, wear a mask. Stay home. If you're sick with whatever. But this is not about a virus. I just keep wanting to say that. So, anyway, just very surreal. And I know in one of my dreams, the word given to me on a piece of paper was extreme testing. And I think that word was for me, extreme testing. So what's next? We don't know. One of the hardest things for me is sheltering in place. And when I say sheltering in place, I mean sheltering in place with God. Just, praising and permeating the atmosphere with His words and His Spirit, and with my mouth praying in the Spirit, doing the things that we are told to do. That's hard for me. So just putting that out there, that is hard for me at times. Sometimes it's easier to go do than to do that, and then other times it's not easy to do, and you're just kind of, seemingly paralyzed. But anyway, I have got, how there's just some things that's good to have, right? a spare tire in your car, jumper cables, aspirin. Well, probably this kind of stuff is a good idea too, just in case. And I am going to get one. That would be a passport. Où est-ce que tu acheter un passeport? So, anyway, interestingly enough, there are expats in different places. And one of them is Jordan. Very interesting with that. Someone was telling me about that. And as I shared in another video that I actually didn't upload, and I guess I should. I did it Saturday. There are people that are called to create safe havens. That doesn't mean everybody will go to safe havens. We don't know. There are also people that have been creating safe places for Jews in this country and abroad, which I think is very interesting. And of course, they're not going to advertise that one. The rise of anti-Semitism is being talked about. People are really feeling like that's going to be starting to happen more and more. And of course, the Luciferian kingdom, the dark kingdom of Satan is behind that, right? Ultimately. So, the words of this month: sinister, hidden in plain sight, deception, all these people deceived, with the country being taken over right under their stuffed up, smashed up, suffocating little noses that are stuffed into a mask. I don't think they're trying to kill people that way. I've seen people walking in this heat outside wearing a mask. So they're dividing people, isolating it. And the thing is, when you do stuff like that, people get, you get that, okay? Especially if they live alone. I'm used to living alone, so it isn't that much of a phase for me. But I can tell you, I'm probably, if I didn't have the internet, if I didn't have a way to reach out through that, this would be pretty bad for me, because I do live a rather alone life. And it's not like there's anywhere I want to go out there. And I go to the thrift store or the grocery store, or restaurants, not so much anymore. That's another subject that's interesting, is the subject of diet. How it's been happening even over the last 2-3 years, just this change. It's like God is trying to get us healthy and fit, or at least, I'm not fit, but to eating better things, to not overeating, and to probably eating less and less out. And that has definitely happened to me. I haven't been a huge out eater the last few years, but I love my Asian buffets. But even I went to one of my hamburger places that I really love, the chain, and the Whataburger, and got a hamburger last week, and I ended up throwing part of it away. So for some reason, and this has happened with my mom too, he has been pulling us away from like the eat out thing, getting food in other places too much. And it's not paranoia, it's just, I just know that it's, for some reason, that is happening. For some reason, and to eating different things, kind of finding out what's best for my health and compatible with my health. And just eating simply, like I've been doing grapefruits. I need to go buy some more grapefruits. I put honey on grapefruits. Brown rice, or, there's beans, or I do cheese and crackers. Um, I put steamable, broccoli or Brussels sprouts in the microwave. Kind of just simple stuff like that. So there's diet changing. And it's happening with other people too. So it probably is preparation for a different way of life, to where you're used to not eating like real, indulgent, rich, um, fancy foods, but eating a little more simply. So I'm not meaning to sound negative and down. I'm just, it is a bit right now for me, but I'm just sort of reporting what I'm experiencing. So, what else? What else am I saying? So that just little microwave, radio wave connection online is important for me. And, I really am hoping he's gathering us with our little groupings that were designed for us, that will work well together. 8, 10 people. And like Mina saw, he was getting stalks of wheat and bundling them in tins, kind of just representative of small groups where he's in their midst. And so I'm like, okay, Lord, please identify my tribe to me. I do see that there's little connections being made. They're still like little dotted lines, little dashes, not really secured. No idea futuristically what they are, but there are little connections he's making. Those people may be in your life later, you know. As I said in the other video I didn't put up, I'm not using names or who, but a couple people are opening bed and breakfast. And one of those people is very much on the same page that I'm on, and that is realizing there may be a need for safe havens and things like that in times to come. And what's really neat is that there's actually a passenger train that will go through the town, that they are purchasing this place and they're going to fix it up. So very interesting. So, here I am. And I may do more videos for me. And maybe I should do a little more karaoke or something, because we do need to laugh and smile. But this is kind of where it is. But it has affected me in terms of the mask thing. I mean, I'm ready to protest on that for sure. But anyway, so it's not like I really said a lot here, but we really need a lot of wisdom. I know it's important for us to be able to shelter in place with God spiritually, to be able to feel like he's there and trust him and be okay. Because I think a lot of the mind games are going to be, the warfare, the mind games, the divisions happening. I mean, those, you know what I mean? People being alone too much, not really being able to go places. I mean, that can wear people down mental health wise. So the answer is not to drink and drug, that's not the answer. Medicating it away, altering your mind is not the way to get through this if you are a saint of the Lord, for sure. We need to be drunk with his spirit. And remember that this is a wrap-up coming. We don't know everything. We don't know the timing, but we know something's coming. We know that September through November is high alert time. Not for the rapture, not for the calling away, not for that, but for things, for change coming in this country, for events happening where it could get very real. And that is what is happening, you know. So anyway, he has given me no orders to go. I don't have, you know what I mean? I don't know, you know. Um, if you were to ask about my mental health status, it's just like I'm just relying on that he's got something, some kind of assignment, some kind of orders that will sustain me and satisfy my heart and give me purpose and direction, you know, in these times ahead. And that's kind of what I swing on. You know, that's what I hope on and hang on. Okay, 21 minutes. I better get this uploaded or to get too long.